Are there holes in your shoes? If you answered that question with a no, then tell me, how did you get your feet in them? Hey, it's me, Zingy G. Welcome back to my channel. This week I am doing a story time thingamajiggy, whatever you want to call it. I was originally going to do a cereal talk and tell the story, but I don't have any good cereal in my house, so I'm just going to tell you the story without eating. Plus, you don't have to see me eating cereal and complaining about it the whole time. So, also, I think I'm sick, which is really annoying, but kind of not annoying at the same time because I like the sound of my voice when I'm sick, but I don't like the effects of me being sick. But you know, I'm gonna have to deal with it. And these hangers, there we go. Okay, so basically I'm gonna set the scene for you. In my school, we have a class called Student Center where you can go in the morning, at lunch, during, if it's like putting your timetable, or at the end of the day. Basically, whenever it's open, you can go in there for homework or just to hang out and do whatever. If you need a place to eat lunch or something, or if you need help with homework, they have EAs or TAs, which is educational assistants or teacher's assistants, in there to help you with stuff. It's basically a study hall. So, setting the scene for you, that's where I am in this story. That's my location of the time, and the title of my story is The Ring Story, and it's based on this snake ring that I got last year. I think one of my classmates gave it to me because she had one that was kind of similar to this but not similar to it. It was a bit different. It was a snake ring but just designed differently, and then she was like, oh, we can be like twins or something with it. So that's where I got the ring. So now I'm going to get into the story part. Okay, so when I went to my student center class, I had a bit of homework, and I do homework in that class so I don't have to do it when I get home. And there was this lady who I've seen a couple of times, and I guess she was like a substitute EA for whatever EA couldn't show up for that period or day or whatever. And I'm pretty sure, I want to say she's from Russia, but I'm not sure because I don't know Russian accents or accents in Europe or whatever. So she could have been from Europe. I don't know, but she definitely wasn't like Australian or British or anything like that, or like Mexican or something. It was an accent that was like over the ocean, all the way over there, way far away from us. And I know that she was definitely not born here. So she was sitting kind of at the front of the room, like where the door is. There's like a door, and she was like really close to the door, and I was like all the way at the back of the room doing my work because I always go sit in the back of the room, and there was no one else at my table. There's like 5 tables in the room, and I was the only one who was at this big round table by myself, and I was totally fine with that, so I could like do my work properly. And I had my iPod out, and I could see my notifications popping up. And every once in a while, whenever I'd want to go check my notifications, she'd be looking straight at me. Like it's as if she like could sense me looking away from my papers to look at my iPod for my notifications. So if I looked away for a second, literally 3 seconds after I looked, sorry, I have a blanket on, I'm fixing it. 3 seconds after I looked away from my paper to look at my notifications on my iPod, she's looking at me, and I looked up because I could feel someone looking at me, and she was like just staring for a bit, and she was saying stuff. She kept saying like, do your work, or are you gonna do your work now? And I would say, yes, I am. I'm just like looking at my iPod for a second. And she's like, okay. So then she like goes back to doing whatever she's doing at the other tables, and I get back to work, and I see another notification pop up. So I go and check my notification, and she's on me again, looking to make sure that I'm working, and I'm not because I'm looking at my iPod notification. And she's like, do your work. And I'm like, okay, I'm doing it. I was just looking away for 5 seconds. Like, she always seems to catch me when I'm not doing my work. Like, I've been doing my work for a longer period of time than I have for checking my iPod, so I don't know how you haven't noticed it. But anyway, so I was kind of getting fed up at this point that she kept telling me to do my work if I would look away for a split second to like check the time or look at my notifications again, because like, I'm so popular and I just gotta make sure that, those notifications aren't like racking up and blocking stuff. So at this point, she comes and sits down beside me. Sits down. I don't know. She sits beside me on my left, and there's no one else at the table, so she could sit in front of me or like anywhere on the table. She didn't have to be directly beside me, but she sat directly beside me, and she kept telling me, she kept like saying like, do you need help? And I was saying like, no, I don't need help. I was just looking away for a second, or like, because you know, you need a break sometimes. I mean, I do have to admit I was looking away a couple times more than I need to, but the homework wasn't even due for the next day anyway. But that's besides the point. Anyway, so she kept like looking at my paper and asking if I need help, and I kept saying, no, I don't need help, I know what I'm doing. And it was also French homework, and I'm pretty sure she didn't even speak French. Anyway, so she was like, okay, and she was just leaning back in the chair still beside me, and I was, you know, kind of like getting annoyed, because I was like, I don't need you to sit beside me, I'm doing my work, like I already have like half the page done or something, like I'm gonna have it finished before the bell rings for next class. And I all of a sudden, I guess I just put my hands on the table, and she looked at my rings. I have 9 of them, and she's like, oh, you have nice rings. And I was kind of uncomfortable because like she was just yelling at me and getting mad because I wasn't doing my work, and all of a sudden she's complimenting my ring. So I was kind of confused and uncomfortable, being like thank you, and like in my mind I was like, why is she like complimenting something after she was just getting angry that I wasn't doing my work? And then she looks over on my right hand, and she sees the snake ring. And she says, that's a nice ring. Is it from your country? What? Is this from my country? You mean Canada? Yes, this is from my country, Canada, because that's where I got the ring, in Canada, which is my country, because I was born here. I am Canadian. So, as you can tell, I was very appalled when I heard that. I was very, very surprised. I did not expect to hear that from anyone. I mean, a lot of times I do get questions like, were you born here and stuff like that? And I'm like, what, do I sound like I wasn't? Like, do I act like I wasn't? Do I dress like, well, I mean, I guess they change their dress styles when they start, but that, okay, anyway. I was so surprised, because I've never had any, like, I've had people ask me questions about my ethnicity, but I've never had them ask if I had something specifically from my country. And I was like, first of all, if I was not from Canada, I would have assumed that any snake ring I saw would have been from Egypt, and I do not think I look like I'm from Egypt. So the moral of the story is to compliment people on things, don't get angry at them, and do not ask if something is from their country. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I was like, you know, I can't get over that. I tell my friends that all the time, and they always laugh. I mean, now I can laugh at it, but before I was just so surprised. I was not expecting that whatsoever. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys on Saturday. Peace.